Hi buddy, this is George Little. This is part 2 on making your first program in C#. And what you do is, first thing, is add this here, which is region. Which, this is nice because I use this for organizing code. I'll just show you what it does. You just add region here and end region. It gives you this little minus button, so if I press that, it gets rid of the code. Well, it just minimizes it into a little box there, and you can just hover your mouse over it, you can see the code. But that's great because if you have a massive program with a whole bunch of lines of code, you can just go through and set regions. So I would go ahead and do that if you want. And also we can call the region, so we'll call this commands. Okay, so there, if I minimize that, it says commands. Now what we're going to work on today is the help window. So if I open up CMD and I type help, theirs is not as organized as ours is going to be, but this is the CMD help, and it tells you not all the commands but most of the commands. Ours is going to tell you all the commands, so let's go ahead and close that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is type if input equals, and someone types help, or someone types the question mark. So we're going to do that. Then do whatever we're told to do. Now, what I'm going to do is, since we have two if statements, we want to add else if, which I talked about that in one of my earlier tutorials. Else if, okay. So I'm just going to set this to go to start. Now we're going to make our help a GUI, which stands for graphical user interface, so it just looks a lot more prettier, and we're going to set like borders and stuff like that, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. So let's go to your start menu, hit all programs, and hit accessories and system tools. I really don't know why character maps is under system tools, but it's there, and just click on character maps. Now if we scroll down to the bottom, we have these little, looks like the equal sign. We have these little, I'm just going to call them corner dividers, boxes, which actually look pretty good in a program, and I use them in my console programs. It looks very nice in a program. So we're going to go ahead and set that up. So console.WriteLine, and we're going to create the top part of this. Now I'm going to pause the video and just go ahead and make it, and then when I come back you can just copy off whatever I have, or you can design it whatever you want. So I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. I'm just going to explain what I did. Now I have this in it clears the console, so console.clear, just like we did in CLS, and it displays this here. Just say a little GUI, says deletable command console help page, and it displays all the commands, which we only have 3 commands right now: help, CLS, and clear. If I go ahead and run this and I type help, this is what it looks like, which actually does look pretty good. Actually, I'm thinking of just moving this over just a bit, so I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so I went ahead and did that. So this is what it looks like, which that looks pretty cool. It actually looks awesome. Okay, so every time we go through and add more commands, we'll just go back to the help and add more commands in here. Now if you see, this is where the region thing comes in play, is we have this huge massive chunk of code which is pretty ugly to program in. We'll program around. So I'm just going to copy this out, the region commands, and paste this up here. And I'm going to create a new region, and I'm going to call this help, just because I just don't want to look at that when I'm programming. And then end region. So if I, here we go. I'm just going to move this up a bit. So there we go. Minimize that, move that up, and all that went away. All this code. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. In our next one, we're probably going to be working on adding more commands, and I'm also thinking of adding a color. And also another thing is, if we go look and run this, we have this ugly title up here which says file : // c : /users. We're gonna change that to something else. But thanks for watching. Make sure to check out theweedle.com, and also if you want this video in a playlist, make sure to check out the link below, and goodbye.